it too. They went too far. They went too far. Well, hey there, you guys. If you've been following along with The Falcon and the Winter Soldier on Disney Plus, episode 1 ended us off where we got to see they gave the shield to somebody new. Man, like, that had to hurt, and now we get to see where they're gonna pick it up. I've loved how they've been developing the stories. Now let's get in to episode 2. What is it called? The Star-Spangled Man. Come on, the Star-Spangled Man with the plan. And you are now free to play. Super dramatic unzipping. Oh yeah, we get to see, was it John Walker? His backstory. Predictions. Are we gonna like this guy? I don't think so. I think we're gonna hate him. I swore that was Zendaya when I first saw her on screen. Oh, are we supposed to like this guy too? They're gonna make him complex? I just wanna hate him, y'all.
I just want to do the job. This is the job, John. All of it is.
I like that. Because too many of us look at what's on stage and see that as the thing. But there's so much behind the scenes. So much that you gotta build up to. Gosh, are we gonna like him? They're making me sympathetic for him already. I don't know. Oh, they remixing that. Yeah. You know that's a HBCU. Come with that flavor. Boy, but they all got the cap. They're going all in on this. This is like a reboot. So like when Cap when he first became a Soup, right? He hadn't done anything. They just were trotting him around and having him smile and shake hands and go through the little pomp and circumstance stuff, right? And here he goes. That's what they need.
Do eagles fly overhead wherever you go?
If they do, they pooping on him.
Somebody's being a bit too humble. For those of you who aren't familiar with John's resume.
So he's just naturally dope and trying to be humble. There it is again, that journey of offering hope. Steve gave hope. It's a good place for Anthony Mackie to enter in. Come on, Sam. Oh, Cap is back.
The big three. What big three? Androids, aliens, and wizards.
That's not a thing.
That's definitely. No, it's not. Every time we fight one of the three.
He did survive that initial fall, right? Now, was that necessary? Did he actually need to rip off the sleeve before he jumped? Like, you think he's so hard. Ah! Yeah. Feel that one, homie. Feel that one.
I have all of that on camera.
Yeah. I'm getting like Lethal Weapon vibes here. Like, I can just feel it.
I'm too old for this. Get out of my face, Sam, or I'll bring it.
Said no, come on.
I'm too old for this. It's like white chocolate. Probably not a hostage, yo. Probably somebody protecting the stuff. So you telling me the truck back there don't see all that? How in the world this other truck just driving acting like nothing wrong? She ain't no hostage, I told you. Told you she wasn't no hostage. Told you. This girl hardcore though. She ain't playing around. Dang! She treat Red Wing like her RC remote control. Dang! Ooh! Here he come. Star-Spangled Man with the plan, huh? Man, are we gonna like him after all? I don't even know. He's actually being helpful. Oh, he got a black sidekick too. They went too far. They went too far. They went too far. Why they completely replicate Captain Falcon? Come on, people. You better duck. Smiggity. Oh, they don't even flinch. Wow. So this Cap, we just straight busting caps. Nah, okay. Okay. That was cold. That was cold. Who? Is he actually really dope? You got Wally whooped. Wally! Oh, they got some internal battles? What did they take? Who was that texting? One world, one people. I don't think they're after the same world that we're after. Do you actually need the shield? The shield don't make the man. The man makes the shield. Come on, somebody. Who are they talking about? Who are they talking about? Who should he meet? Who's involved? Ah! Oh, he's a super too. Ooh! Got that old man strength. Oh, the popo's rolling through. Told you. Man.
Oh, God. I am so sorry, Mr. Wilson. I didn't recognize you without the costume.
Really sorry about my racism.
I'm really sorry.
Really sorry that I profile everybody. Yeah, that stuff get old, man. I don't need to see that right now, man.
Edition of your release session now. You too, Sam.
No, it's okay. I'll be out here with my...
That wasn't a request.
Who is she to give him orders? Who is she to give him orders? For real, like... For real. Oh, that's where she does the interlocking leg thing. Oh, that's so weird. That's so weird. Get a little closer.
Maybe he was wrong about you, and if he was wrong about you, then he was wrong about me.
This just got real.
Stay the hell out of my way.
Ooh! He just drew a line in the sand. Them's fighting words.
Let's fight. Them's fighting words.
They were real close to being teams. Now they real close to being enemies. So I'm seeing already. Episode 1 jumped off with a bang. Episode 2, now they're going back and they're laying some groundwork, filling in some stories, giving us some ideas about these characters, revealing some folks to us. I can dig it. Oh, and here comes some action right here. He about to blow some stuff up. So your whole plan was just to go get shot? What was the point of that? Why just go get shot?
We're gonna go see Zemo.
Oh! That's the twist, yo. That's the twist. I was wondering how his interaction here would play out. Man, good guys kind of becoming bad guys, drawing a line in the sand. And now Zemo kind of becoming an ally. So the first episode, A New World Order, really came in like a bang. Like they just went back. Boom! Tried to knock you out. And we did not stay down. We got back up and now we're here for round 2. And in the second round, they've decided that they're going to start doing a little bit of jab work, maybe some body work, just to fill out our understanding of who these characters are. Now, episode 1, they went back and they were kind of showing us what's going on with Bucky. They're showing us what's going on with Sam. And now, as you guys saw, spoilers, right? This is a spoiler review. you guys saw, we got to find out more about John Walker. A little bit of his backstory. They didn't go into too much detail. I mean, they showed us, the clips of him being a war hero. And I don't know, I was so ready to hate this guy. And then as they're giving you the backdrop with his interaction with, I don't know if that was his girlfriend or just an old friend or his wife or whoever she's supposed to be. But like there was a vulnerability there they would see in John Walker, where he's just demonstrating that he's just a guy and he's struggling, like, is this for me? How do I do this? There's all these expectations, and then you see him when he gets out on that stage where he's like humble. And there's a lot that he could be boasting about. So we see a humility there. But what I thought was interesting is when we finally see him in battle there against the Flag Smashers, kind of teaming up with Sam and Bucky, he begins to shift, and there's now an arrogance that like is very quickly grown. Like, where's the guy that, like, I don't know how long ago that was, but that was so humble and unsure of himself? Now he's like super cocky, and we see when he walks into the jail to get Bucky out, he's all like, oh yeah, it was me, I'm the one who gave permission for him to get out. So it's like he's very quickly allowed the power, the suit, the expectations, the understanding of his role to really just go to his head. And now we see what looks like could have been a really good guy, like a humble guy. We see him turning into something different up until the very, towards the end, where he's like, get out of my way. Like, don't get in my way. It's like, wow. Like, what happened to the dude who's just trying to help and wants to serve and be the best Cap that he could be? Like, it's changing. He's changing, or I don't know, he's just demonstrating that he's a human and he's got some gray about him, right? There's not a whole lot of black and white going on. Speaking of black and white going on, there's a lot of racial I don't even want to say undertones. It's like overtones going on in this story. Almost to the point where I'm like, do we need all of that? Not that I'm very well acquainted with the realities of racism in our country. And I don't know if they're trying to use that to educate folks on that reality, but it kind of just seems like you're playing off of those same profiled understandings. And I'm gonna just see how they're trying to play this off. If there's a big racial component to the actual heart of the story, or they're just going to be these little racial digs that are going on throughout. Because like I felt like racism in episode 1 with the bank scene, and now clearly with the racial profiling that happens with the police officers. So, and then you kind of see the turn where it's actually Bucky who's the one who's actually got the warrant for his arrest there. So I don't know. We'll see how that goes. One other thing that is interesting is in pairing of John Walker and Hoskins. I don't know the comic book history, so you guys can leave me some wisdom in the comments. Even link to a video of somebody else that maybe is explaining this, or some fan wikis or something. What's the history of Hoskins? Is there a comic book history of Hoskins? If so, then cool. If not, it seems really on the nose and like super like, wow, did you need to have, okay, we got Captain America who's like the blonde haired white guy, and then you've got the sidekick who's the black guy who's like, and you had the same situation with Cap and Falcon. It's like, I mean, that's a bit too like, I don't know. I do appreciate that they're continuing to keep some minority characters more centralized in some of these stories. I just don't know if you needed to do it just like that. That just felt kind of like weird and like, I don't know. I'm really curious about who Carly, this flag smasher, got a text from. Like there's somebody else who's out there that is, I don't want to say pulling the strings, but it's like, yo, I'm not down with what y'all are doing. You've got what's actually mine. So that's going to be an interesting thing to see how that plays out. And it's going to be interesting to see what happens with Baron Zemo. Like that whole engagement with them. I did not know how they were going to work him in, but I had been hearing from folks that when I reviewed the trailer that was Baron Zemo in the trailer, and I wasn't aware. So I really am curious to see how that plays out. But the other thing that like I thought was like kind of like a moment was Isaiah, the scene with Isaiah, and I'm with you, Sam. Like, y'all kept that from us, that there's another super that we could have been, seeing and understanding more of his backstory. And was he a character in the comic books? Y'all let me know in the comments. Is he somebody that people know about? Is there a history there? I thought that was really interesting element to that story. So I'm really curious to see how that goes. And lastly, I want to say big props to Bucky. In that conversation in the jail, interrogation room with the therapist and Sam, Bucky, yo, that was like the best session you've ever had since we've been watching you do therapy. You've been holding back. You've been slowly trying to unravel what's going on in your world, but you went there. You said what was true. It was all about your concerns about your identity, and that we see that weaved throughout here. Where Isaiah tells Bucky, you can't just wake up and decide who you are gonna be. And like saying that, this whole understanding of identity for Isaiah was thrust upon him. He didn't have the choice to choose to be anything else, whether that was racially motivated, which it likely was back then, for sure. Or what, So he was like, yo, you get to decide. Well, maybe you do get to decide, because I didn't get to choose. And now Bucky, we see him wrestling with his sense of identity, wrestling with who he is. And Cap was always one. Steve was always one to call out the man that he knew Bucky to be. I still remember that battle scene where they're on the ship and like, that flying, whatever those things were, the destroyer things. That's Star Wars, but whatever. When they're on that flying thing, and like, he's like, no, I'm with you to the end of the line, because he saw who Bucky truly was, and now Bucky's still wrestling with that, wants to embrace that, and that's why he's upset that Sam is kind of rejecting what Cap put on Sam, and he's like, oh, I love that when he said, if Cap was wrong about you, then maybe he was wrong about me. Like that was deep. That was a deep moment. We always saw, and even John Walker said this, that Cap was one who offered hope. That's why I've always been a team Cap guy. And in Cap, Bucky was receiving the sense of hope for who he could be. And he was afraid that if Cap was wrong about Sam, that maybe he was wrong about him, and maybe what he's been hoping in isn't real. And I'll tell y'all, hope, like this is what the Bible says, hope deferred makes the heart sick, but a longing fulfilled is a tree of life. And Bucky is feeling like there's hope for him. And then he senses that hope is being dashed when Sam gives up the shield. So that's where that animosity is coming from there. And we don't yet know what's going on with Sam's world, but we're going to get to it. So I'm along for the journey. This was not my favorite episode of the two by far. Episode 1, I think they did an amazing job of hitting you hard and giving you some depth of their character. But I think now they're kind of easing off the gas and they're getting, into a lower gear to kind of go through this marathon journey. I know they're going to gear back up because I'm trusting what they've been doing in this whole MCU. I'm along for the journey. I hope you are too. And I hope you've been enjoying these reaction and reviews. Like it for real. Hit the like button if you actually do like it, and let people know about it. Share it with somebody if there's somebody you want to have conversations with about. I think this would be a great tool to spark some convos around Falcon and Winter Soldier. And subscribe if you're enjoying these videos and more, because we're going to keep doing this each and every week. Hopefully I'll be able to get those to you guys on Monday morning consistently. We do a little bit of Monday morning quarterbacking in the MCU. So either way, I'll holler at y'all next time, and I hope hope you enjoy the rest of your week. So I hope you guys continue to have a great time watching Falcon and Winter Soldier, because I know I am. Peace.